Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called Living in Poland, American Expat, the Good and the Bad. So I like this type of videos because I think you should be quite honest. I mean, when you're talking about experiences and something as big as moving to another country, I think even though you love the new country that you're in and yeah, you can be very happy, there are still some things that are maybe not as good. So it's best to be on the side of honesty to, I don't know, make a informed decision, maybe to help others. So let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
So it's been a year since we moved to Poland, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you things I like and things that I don't like about living here. So yeah, I've been living in Europe for a year and it has been a crazy adventure and it's been a lot to get used to. Definitely a culture shock, but because I know the language, it was much easier on me. But today I'm going to share with you a few things.
Yeah, Polish seems like a very hard language. And if you already know that before moving, I would assume you have half the battle is kind of won, I would think.
Things I like and a few things I didn't like. I have 11 good things and only 6 bad things.
Okay,
so
good.
Not bad.
Good balance, more good than bad, as it should be.
Okay, so these are in no particular order. I'm just going to run through them. The first thing that I really like is the climate. I spent about a decade in Las Vegas, so we either had hot or not so hot. And to be able to have 4 seasons is super, super nice. I like the sun and I like the snow and I like the fall. I like seeing the leaves change. Yes. It's very pleasant for my eyes.
It's beautiful.
The second thing.
I like, seasons as well, because I think you get a little bit of everything. So it's good. And if you hate that kind of weather, well, it's okay. It's going to pass.
The landscape and the surrounding mountains and everything here is really nice. Like everything's super green here because of the high moisture and lots of rain. So,
really?
I mean, forests, green.
Didn't know that they had a lot of forests and didn't know there was a lot of humidity and it apparently rains a lot, as in England.
Mountains, hiking, biking.
And a lot of mountains. I don't know why I was expecting something flatter.
Skiing, it's amazing.
Oh, they
you could
ski
do
as well.
Everything here.
They have everything.
The third thing that I really enjoy is the slower pace in life. Like, everybody just kind of is relaxed here. It's very un-American. In America, it's go, 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 work, sleep for 4 hours, then get back to work.
I think that's not just a Polish thing. I would assume it's all throughout Europe.
Here, I mean, lunch
compared to the United States.
Lunch is super long. Like, if you go to eat at a restaurant, they don't give you your check right when you finish. They like wait. You can have coffee and dessert and like, they're in no hurry. They don't want high turnover at their restaurants. They want you to sit there and enjoy your time.
As it should be.
People like take long walks in parks with their family and they like sit on benches and like feed squirrels. It's crazy. It's so relaxed here. Yeah,
the American mind couldn't even imagine this.
And Sundays are completely off. So if you haven't seen my other video, watch that one. The next thing that I like is,
do stores open on Sundays? Well, okay, I don't know if I love that because I'm thinking as a customer and not obviously as an employee. But I know they have the right to enjoy their Sunday as well.
The culture. There is so much rich history here. I mean, Europe's been around for a pretty long time, and like, there's buildings here from the 1400s.
That's crazy.
Like castles, like huge, gigantic.
To me, that's something that I don't think I could ever sort of get used to this. No, absolutely not. The fact that it's so old, no, I can't. My mind cannot comprehend this.
Gigantic castles with walls and towers. Like, there's a lot of history here. Like, the people that live here now are like generations and generations and generations. Like, Polish people live in Poland. It's super homogenous. And that's like also a really good thing about Europe is like, you go to Greece, there's Greek people. You go to Italy, there's Italian people. It's very, very homogenous. That's
funny because if I go to Canada, well, I'm expecting Canadians. But I get what he means, is the sense that people are from that particular country and their family has been there for generations, which it's not a thing, I think, anywhere in the world. No, everyone's family came from other places. Only in Europe, it's, oh no, my family has been in this country for 400 years. It's crazy.
The next thing I like is Europe in general. Like, every country like has their own people and has their own food, and they're all super close to me. Like, I'm just smashed in between, you know, Germany and Italy, and it's literally a train ride away. It's just all there. Super, super close. The next thing that I really appreciate are the flights. They are so cheap. Like,
oh, really?
My in-laws just went to Italy, to Bari, for like a weekend, and it cost them the equivalent of $25 round trip.
Wow. Round trip? That's crazy.
Like in America, if I wanted to fly from Las Vegas to Chicago, it would be $350 to $400, and that would get you an all-inclusive vacation for a week in Egypt here.
Wow.
With flight. The next thing that I really appreciate is public transportation. Buses, trams, trains, everything runs so smoothly here. Like, this town is designed for pedestrians, for bicyclists, and for buses. Like, there's bus lanes, things go smoothly.
That's
like,
amazing.
You don't have to own a car here whatsoever. It's nice to have one so you can, you know, move furniture.
Again, the American mind couldn't comprehend this.
Or like take your family somewhere on vacation. But I mean, you don't need it. Like, it's super nice. It's even more practical to take a tram to work than it is your car, because the tram has its own, you know, rails. So like, it doesn't stop at red lights. It just goes straight to work. You don't have to wait. You don't have to get stuck in traffic. It's beautiful. If you wanted to drive like to another city, like Warsaw, it would take you 7 hours in traffic, and on their high-speed train, it's like 2 hours.
Oh my God,
Public
that's
transportation.
amazing.
America, take note. You don't have it. The next thing I like are the size of the cities. They're super, super small and condensed. Like, everything's really, really dense.
I thought they were kind of larger. I know why I thought this.
The city that I live in Krakow, is 20 kilometers in diameter. That's like 12 and a half miles.
How much is that?
I mean, everything's so close. You can walk everywhere.
He's telling me, but I need a, like, I don't know, imagine what other city. I don't know. This to me is pointless. I have no idea what that means.
Everywhere. It doesn't, like in Vegas, it took, I don't know, an hour to drive across the entire city. Here, you know, you can do it in 15 minutes. Like, the closest wall.
But I think it's because of the difference in in the roads.
Mart to me, home, was like 20 minutes away. And here I have 3 supermarkets within, I don't know, 2 minutes of me.
Yeah, because I think people over there have this thing where there's a grocery store every single, like in every street, basically, just for you to walk, and there's no need for a car or a bus ride. You can just get your groceries and walk home.
The next thing that I really like about living in Poland is being close to my roots. Like, my family was born here. Like, this is where my entire genealogy stemmed from. And it's super nice to see, like, where...
Okay, that's nice, yeah, because his family came from there, so he's sort of returning to its roots in a way.
They grew up, and the things that they did, and, like, how Poland was during the communist era, and all of this past about my family that I had no idea about. It's really nice to, like, get back to my roots.
Reconnect.
Oh, this next one. The food. Oh, the food. It's so hearty. It's so delicious. It's greasy. It's fattening. Like, it's the stuff that I grew up with when my grandma would cook, you know, just big portions. And it's nice to get authentically cooked food. Not like, oh, there was a Polish restaurant in Chicago. This is like Polish people cooking Polish food in Poland. So,
yeah.
I've gained a lot of weight since I've been here.
I would assume, yeah, food tastes different, basically.
Doggy. Woohoo. Inside joke. And the last thing that I really like about living here is driving. I heard that people here drive like crazy people, but that is the complete opposite of what I've experienced. I drove for a decade in Las Vegas, where there are, I don't know, 8,000 car accidents a day. Here, everybody obeys the rules of the road. Like, if there's a turn lane...
That should be mandatory.
Everybody's in that turn lane. All the other lanes are empty. Like, nobody cuts in front. Everybody's very courteous. Like, you put on your turn signal here, and people slow down and let you in because
oh my God,
they're obliged to. When somebody lets you in or you accidentally cut somebody off, you put on your hazard lights as a thank you or an I'm sorry. And it's just super... It's polite. And the most amazing thing about driving here is that when a light turns green, all the cars go simultaneously. It's not like in a row like it is in America, how the first car goes, then the second car goes, then the third car, and then by the time the fourth car is there, the lights already changed. Like here, all the cars move like they're attached to a train, and 15 cars get through on a red light.
Oh.
And the red lights change in like, I don't know, 45 seconds. Like it's like red, green, red, green.
Wait, why does that happen? I would love to see. I would now want to see a light in Poland because I know I get what he means, but I just don't understand why. Why is it different?
Traffic just flows here. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
God, I still
How did they achieve this?
can't get over the fact that when you put your turn signal on here, people let you in. What a concept. Okay,
Yeah, it's
now
not a war.
on to the not so fun part, the things that I dislike about living in Poland.
Okay.
The number one thing that I don't like here
What?
is that people are rude. And I'm not saying it like they're
What?
mean. They're just short and not customer service oriented. So if you
Okay.
go to a shop and you're like
So and they're not that polite, maybe.
looking around and you want this shirt but in blue and you're like, hey, excuse me, do you have this shirt in blue? They're like, no, we don't have it. And
Okay.
you're just like,
Okay. I'm
whoa,
sorry.
okay, like woke up on the wrong side of the bed. But it's not that. That's just how they are here. Like they're not paid to be good at customer service. They're just paid
That would be such a huge culture shock. I would think they hate me. But is it just customer service or is it everyone?
to be at the shop and sell things.
Yeah.
The
isn't
weird
that your
thing
job?
is they don't even want to look for it because that's not part of their job description either.
Oh, okay.
They just want you to go scurry off and find it. Like there's been so many times where I asked somebody if they had something, they said no immediately because that's the standard Polish response. And like 3 minutes later after looking, I found it. So they
Oh
just
my God. Don't they want to sell?
they're not customer service oriented here. And that's fine with me because when you go to a shop and you want to buy something in America, 19 salesmen come up to you and like harass you. And you can't actually like look around, enjoy it, and like
Yes,
play
but-
and fiddle with things.
I think if you need help, you're expected. I mean, can you please help me? I'm asking for your help.
Here, you can walk into a shop and you can walk around for an hour. Nobody will talk to you. Nobody will approach you and ask you if you need help. I promise you that. The next thing that I don't like is the language barrier. I
doesn't
do
it-
know Polish. I
Okay.
do speak it, but I still am kind of shy or embarrassed to speak it. So like long conversations, I don't feel comfortable with unless like I know that person and they know that I'm going to make mistakes because I have an accent or I screw up some words. It's just grammar is a pain in the butt. Like there's
But I would assume, well, that's a you thing, and everyone I think would be very forgiving because they're seeing you, they're seeing the effort, and that goes away with time.
7 different ways to say the word two here. Like the number 2, you have to associate it with like different things. Like 2
What?
people or 2 cows would be a different way to say 2.
What?
I'll get
my.
used to it eventually. The next thing
Yeah.
I don't like about living here are the prices of certain things.
It's
Like
expensive.
most things are super cheap, like bread and cheese and vegetables.
Yeah, I thought Poland was incredibly cheap, but maybe I was wrong.
Like they're pennies. Like they're so cheap.
Okay.
But things like TVs and iPhones, like
Okay.
so the
Electric
newest
devices.
cheapest iPhone is $699 in America. So over here the equivalent would be $920.
Wow.
But then you have to consider the currency exchange, which is approximately 1 to 4. So it's 3,499 zloty,
Oh, the
which is absurd because the earning potential is still the same as the United States. Like, say you have a good job and you get paid $3,000 a month. Here you have a good job and you get paid 3,000 zloty a month. So you can
That's-
see where that really
Yeah.
messes things up. Like,
Yeah.
to buy an iPhone, you have to spend more than what you make in a month.
well,
It's just weird, like the correlation between the earnings and
I think that's maybe usually the case. I don't think. Can you pay a phone with 1 month's salary? Probably not. I would think you have to save, right? Isn't that normal? I would assume. I think the weird thing would be I can just buy a phone, an iPhone, just with 1 month's salary. No, you probably have to save a few salaries.
the pricing here, but some things are American pricing, which is multiplied by 4. It's
my
really
God.
inconsistent,
Too much
and
math.
you have to have a really good job. You have to basically earn the equivalent of 3,000 US dollars if you wanted to just like buy everything new and like have all the best of everything.
But-
Like, most people
Okay, I don't think that's a good comparison because $3,000 in the U.S. that's not depends on the city, but in big cities that's really not a lot. That would put you below the poverty line, and I don't think you can even afford to have a house. And I mean, just renting a house for $3,000 in cities? Absolutely not.
Don't live like that here. Like, far from it. Very, very few people live like that here. Also, with pricing, gas prices are ridiculous here. They're about twice the amount as the United States, but then again multiplied by 4. So, and it's per liter here, not per gallon. So that's an even bigger multiplier. So
yeah, gallons I think are more than liters, right?
Say in the US, a full tank of gas in your Hyundai costs $30, right? A full tank of gas here would cost you 300 zloty. So imagine spending $300 on a tank of gas. It's quite absurd. Like, I have a car that is on gas, but it also drives on liquid propane gas. So it makes it way cheaper for me.
Propane gas? Okay, I've never heard of that. Okay.
It's a way better option. And the last thing that I hate about living here is if you need to take care of anything like at the DMV or getting a new ID card or a passport, the process and the paperwork and the double checking and the stamping and the waiting in lines and like making reservations to go for your visit, it's so convoluted. Like, it's like a chicken egg scenario. Like, you want to get your driver's license, but you have to have
the bureaucracy, I think it's crazy in a lot of places.
Your citizenship paperwork, but to get that you have to have some proof of ID, but to get that you have to have your birth certificate. And I had one from America, but then I had to get it acquired in Poland.
Correct.
As if it were a Polish birth certificate, which made me have to get it translated and then authorized and stamped and notarized and then sent to them. And then there was like 3-month processing time.
Yes.
Like, it's so convoluted. It would blow your mind getting things situated here.
That's the standard for a lot of places, and I think if you ever been in this position, you know it's such a hassle and it's crazy, but you know that's the way it goes, and not just in Poland but in a lot of places.
So absurd. Anyway, overall, I'm very, very, very satisfied with living here. The culture, the food, the slower pace in life, the more time with family. It's been an absolutely incredible adventure.
Wow, that's nice.
I can't wait to spend the rest of my life in Europe. Like,
it's forever.
Vacations to different countries that I have the potential to take is absurd, and I'm so happy about it. I'm very relaxed. I'm calm. I'm happier than I've ever been in my entire life. And I suggest, or I would advocate living abroad for a little bit and experiencing these other cultures, because who knows, you might fall in love. You might move there. I hope you guys appreciate this video. I hope you guys like the content. Please hit the thumbs up button if you like the video. Subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you in the next one.
Okay, this was very interesting. I think it was nice that he because I thought for a moment that he was sort of moving, I don't know his situation, but I thought he moved sort of, you know, to maybe for a while, for a few years. But no, he seems to be, this is my forever home. I'm building my forever home here. And it's very nice. I think he had the added sort of, and I think it makes it a bit easier, I would assume, because he's moving to this new place. And of course, the culture shock is going to be huge. It's going to be a huge deal. You're moving to a different place, to a different country, in another continent. Of course, it's going to be big. But the fact that he was Polish, that he had Polish family, he came from a Polish background, I think made it easier. And it's funny that the culture shock was so big and was huge. And it's funny, because imagine someone that doesn't have any sort of connection to the country and moves there. Imagine their culture shock. If you're thinking, wow, it was such a huge culture shock to adjust, and you come from a Polish background, imagine someone that doesn't have any relation with this country. It's crazy to think that even with that, he found it hard. Yes, of course, there's a lot of good things and he loves it there, but that doesn't really take away from the fact that, of course, not everything's, even if you see everything with rose-colored glasses, and not even that, because I think you can be genuinely happy with the life choices, that you can be genuinely happy with this country, and that you love so many things. But as any other experience, yes, I love it, but there are some other things that I think there are downsides, and it's okay. That doesn't make it bad or anything. It just makes it real. So I think there weren't even that many bad things. I think he hates the bureaucracy, but I think again you're gonna find this in so many other countries. I think Even well, I don't know. I think in the U.S. maybe it's a little bit more lax, and even then, I think a lot of things are a hassle. But in other countries, it's the same. It's a whole thing, and everything it's a step, and everything has. No, we have to go through. We have to go through the due process, and the due process takes forever. And there's you're always gonna find that you need a certain document, a certain paperwork, but to get that paperwork you need to do this before, and okay, well, I'm gonna do that, but then you find out, no, in order to do that you need to do this other thing, and you're stuck in that loop forever. And I don't know, I guess they make it because, again, the due process or whatever, but it's a hassle. The other thing but I think you're probably gonna find that in a lot of cities, in a lot of countries, in a lot of places. The one that actually kind of shocked me was what he said about the expensive part of Poland. Oh, how expensive it is. He mentioned a lot of things were very cheap, and yes, that goes along with what I thought previously. I think Poland, what I've been told, is a very cheap country. But the prices, I think he mentioned just phones, and what else? I think the focus was on phones, but I think just electrical devices. I don't know why they are so expensive, apparently. Maybe it's because, I don't know, because they make it in the US. No, I think they make it in China. I have no idea, but why would they be so expensive? Maybe there's another tax, and for tax, I don't know, purposes or situations, maybe they have a higher tax, and that's why they're so expensive. There's no need. I don't know why. Well, yes, I think electronic devices tend to be expensive, I think, in a lot of places. But I think sometimes it's definitely due to, again, to taxes. They have certain things, and they ramp up the price. But I am a little confused by what he said. He said, in the US, the latest iPhone, I think you can get it. I don't know. I don't know how old this is and how many years ago this was. But I don't think it's the case where, I can just wake up one day and say, I want to get the latest iPhone, and I can get this with my month's salary. I don't think you can't. I think maybe at a certain point in time, I think you could, but I don't think that's the case right now. And I don't think it has been for a few years. So I'm a little confused about that, because even in the US, I don't think you could. I mean, yes, of course, you can. There's ways that, yes, you can buy in, there are installments, and yet you don't have to pay everything up front. But again, it would take you. I have to think about this. I can't just go and say, yes, I'm going to buy this. But he mentioned the example of the $3,000, which I think, again, I don't know how much how much money that is in Poland. But he mentioned, you can. Then 3,000, apparently it's a huge amount over there. And he compared that to the US, but I don't think 3,000 is a lot in the US. It just depends, and everything, I guess, is all relative, because I think it just depends on the city and in the town that you're in the US. But if you're in a big city, I can guarantee $3,000 a month, it's nowhere near enough to actually afford life. It's not. I think maybe in some smaller towns, probably it is. But in bigger towns, no, absolutely not. So I'm a little, I was a little bit confused by that. The whole gas situation, I would assume it's expensive. He mentioned it, he said it's really expensive. I think, especially I think compared to the US, I don't know why, because I would think, again, I think gas tends to be, expensive, or at least it's not cheap in a lot of places. But I don't know, maybe, I think that's to be expected. I think, I'm not expecting it to be cheap. I think it's a cheap country in general, but I was not expecting gas to be cheap, just because I know that gas tends to be expensive in just a lot of places. Although the gas, I think it was gas propane, I think that was what he mentioned, and apparently it's cheaper, and maybe you should get a car that runs in that, I don't know, gas? Can you use gas? Well, of course you can use gas to power engines and cars, I think, but I don't know. It's weird. And the whole liters versus gallons. I think the gallon, it's bigger than, it's more than a liter. I don't know how many gallons are in a liter. I am not even going to attempt to make that calculation, because I have no idea. And as for the good things, I think there's plenty to love about Poland. I think one of the things that surprised me, it was the thing about how the city density. I think he was in, Krakow, and he mentioned, it is kind of, I don't know, everything. So I think everything moves out, I think, seamlessly, which I love. Yes, I think compared to a lot of cities that I think maybe seem a little chaotic, he mentioned, no, you can get to places, everything's sort of close, and maybe if it isn't close, I think there are modes of transportation, and you can go there by bus, you can go by train, you can go by whatever, and it's going to make it easier to sort of move around, and you're going to have to be stuck in traffic for an hour and a half just to get to your workplace. So I really do think, well, I think that's really nice. It seems like a really nice place to live. I think I would have liked to see a bit more clips about the city. Obviously, the video is not about that, but just to put with the things that he was saying, the words into actual visuals, because I would love to see how Krakow actually looks like. And the other thing that I will say, I have to admit, I do not love that, is the customer service situation. I think it was customer service. I don't know if he meant everyone, just when you talk to someone new, to a stranger, or out of whatever, but they are kind of rude, and he plain out said it. They are kind of rude. It's not, oh well, I could say maybe they're a little bit impolite, but he said they're rude, not as in mean, as in, oh, I hate you. No, but it's just they're very, I think, probably direct, but not just direct. They're very unhelpful. Which I don't love that, I have to admit. I think I agree, and I think we should find a balance, because I think, yeah, sometimes in the US, customer service, I think, tends to go beyond that, and it's all, yes, you feel like you're being it's surrounded by so many people. Hey, do you need help? Can I help you? It's okay. No, I am fine on my own. But I think sometimes when you tell them, no, it's fine. Like, if I need help, I'll ask for it, and it's okay. But with the ones you need help, they'll be very helpful, and they'll help you look what you're looking for. And I kind of prefer that, I think, not to be, I don't know, I just do not really like the whole so impolite situation. And again, it's their culture. For them, it's not bad. But I think, yeah, it would be a huge culture shock, at least to me. I would think, wow, that's just rude. Why would you, don't you want to sell? And I know, yes, they have a different culture. They don't want to sell, like, that's not their job. But I don't know, it's kind of weird to me. And I don't know, it's just, I think we should be able to find a balance. There's got to be something between the whole extreme of, no, can I get this in black? No, you can't. And then 5 minutes later, you find the black thing, the black shirt just there. There's got to be a little bit of a balance between that and the minute you get into a store, people are just surrounding you with, hey, do you need help? What can I get for you? It's okay. Please, again, we should be able to find a balance. There's got to be something better than this, please. The streams are bad. So maybe let's meet at the middle. Yeah, but this was a great video. Yeah, now I want to go visit Poland. But that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye!